Okay. This one might be a questionable. It's not going to be bad, but this video might be a questionable one. We're gonna kind of go off the cuff here. I had a thought. I was listening to Tom McDonald. Shout out to Tom McDonald. He's gonna get that at in just about every video, especially on Instagram. But thank you, Tom McDonald. I don't know who feels about what. Anyway, I've just been listening to 99.99, if not 100%, Tom McDonald lately, and I put on everything that I've downloaded from him. I'm still waiting for the CDs to come in the mail. I'm waiting on updated shipping, but let's pause. What up? This is video 2, an off-the-cuff raw video of Dave's Daily Discussions. You know me. I'm Dave. And this is day 123, video number 2. And this video, we're just gonna throw some stuff out there because I got some stuff on my mind as I'm listening to Tom McDonald. And the song that came on, I have it on shuffle. The song that came on as I'm coming home here is "If I Was Black." Read between the lines, say what you want to say. But as I'm driving, my mind's turning. I'm listening to the lyrics. I'm trying to feel and embody and understand. And I start thinking, like, I want to understand more as a white male. And I'm looking at these yards as I'm driving home, and I'm just seeing, and they're out there for other elections, but I have seen worse and more in this election more than any other. You're seeing the Biden signs, you're seeing the Trump signs, and you're not going to be able to tell, if you don't know me, my political thought, my political views, any of that. But it's so petty. It's so petty how bad society has become. And I'm just driving down the road, and you see a gaggle of houses with Biden, and end racism, and end this and that, and blah blah blah. And then you see a gaggle of houses, or a house with an assortment of Trump, the Trump flags, the Trump banners, the Trump signs, and whatever they want to put out there. And you're just looking, and I'm like, I've never seen it like this. I mean, one of the major ones, that I've watched is like Bush, but I've never seen it like this. And you hear and you see the media and how it twists, and I could go on for hours on. And this one's going to grab some attention, I hope. But thinking about it is the media is the media, and it does what it wants, and it says, and it can push and do its thing, push and pull us wherever it wants to go. But I can go in so many different directions with this, but look at how petty we are. We're on social media, another song by Tom McDonald, where he calls people out, where we are deleting and blocking and fighting and hating with people that we don't even know, or people that we do know that we've got along with forever. We are hating, arguing, fighting, deleting, blocking people off of social media, getting into physical and verbal altercations with people because of their political views, their religious views, anything like that. Nobody can have their own views anymore. Nobody can form their own opinion without it offending somebody. And it's sad where the world has went. And Tom McDonald said it in one of his songs. I think it was People So Stupid. He said, and I've been saying it a lot lately, how is a generation that grew up watching South Park so offended? And I get it, there's younger generations under, but South Park's still around. But how was a society in the last 20 or so years, if not longer, definitely longer, that had The Simpsons, South Park, Family Guy, some of the other out there cartoon TV series that are just so in your face, making fun of political views, making fun of all this stuff? How do we have a society that is so quick to be offended, so quick to be so angry and attack somebody based on what they think are their views, instead of saying, you know what, as an intellectual, I may not agree with your view, but you're entitled. And leave it at that, instead of saying, hey, I'm going to whoop your ass, or I'm going to shoot you, or I'm going to delete you or block you, I'm going to yell at you for an hour, whatever the case, you're satanic, whatever the case may be. But it just comes to me thinking of it as I'm driving and I see all these yard signs. Let's think about it for a second. I'm not a person that has to put up 100 things to show you this or that. I don't need anybody to know my political views. I don't need anybody to know my religious views. I don't need anybody to know what I like for sports. Any of that. I don't need anybody to know anything. It doesn't make a difference. So if I put a Trump or a Biden sign in my front yard, what does that do? Is that advertisement? Is it just beating your chest saying I'm proud to be a Trump supporter, or I'm proud to be a Biden supporter, or I'm proud? I mean, are you just trying to fit in? I mean, do you really think that having a sign in your front yard or a banner on your garage or anything like that, do you really think that that symbol is really, number one, do you think it's really making a difference in society? Number two, do you really think that it's going to change somebody's mind as they drive past and they see your Trump sign or your Biden sign? Do you really think it's going to sway somebody to vote a certain way? Oh, you know what? I saw 5 Trump signs on this road and only 1 Biden. I think I made my decision up, guys. In the media and during the political season of just when they're running for office and all the craziness of just how ugly and negative everything is. I mean, everybody loved Trump before he ran for office. It was just, this guy's donating, this guy's a businessman, he's putting money here, he's putting money here, he's a public figure, he's funny, this and that. And then he steps into an election and he is a racist, angry person. I haven't paid attention to anything this year with Biden, but I mean, you hear all the same stuff with Biden. You really don't know what the media, I mean, look at COVID, look at everything. The next subject that I want to get on here, I won't make this too long because I'm home and I'm ready to go lay down and spend some time with my dogs, get them their dog ice cream. I just spent $30 on dog Frosty Paw ice cream for them because they didn't have any today, and I said I'm going to stock up just in case I don't make it back to the store for a little while. The next subject is how soft our younger generations have become and how entitled everybody feels, because I believe, and a lot of people believe, is participation awards. I do agree that there can be some sort of like a ribbon or something that can be given out, that there can be a hey acknowledgement for you coming out. But if there's a sport or an activity where there's competition and there are people there who pour their blood, sweat and tears, their soul, all of their time into honing their craft in that sport, into that competitive situation, whether it's debate, sports, any of that, they're competing and they are the top of the line, they are the top dog in that competition, and they get the same trophy or the same award as the person who just joined and finished last place. I do not agree. And if you think that everybody should get the same award, you've never competed. The person who busts their butt every day, day in and day out, hours and hours and hours, the Kobe Bryants, the Michael Jordans, the guys who put thousands of shots up a day to be good at what they do, they are out there every single day putting the time in. And the person who says, you know what, I just want to try it one time, and they never try again, they should not get the same award, the same trophy, or whatever the case is, as the person who finished first place to put in all the time and the work. They can get a ribbon, they can get a button, something that says, hey, acknowledgement, thank you for participating, blah, 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 whatever the case is. Sure, I will agree with that. But if you're given the same level of award for the last place and the first place, just think about it, man. I mean, when I was back in school, I remember them talking about utopia, and I can't remember what book it was, but they were talking about, there's a book, and if anybody watches this, you know what book it is. They got rid of competition. There was no competition. Everybody was the same. Everybody dressed the same. Everybody did everything the same. Everybody got paid the same. Think about it. What is the point of being a doctor or a surgeon or a professional athlete or any of that stuff rather than a fry cook at McDonald's or a bagger at Walmart or something, a cart return grabber or something, if we all get paid the same? What is the point in being a assistant and top dog #1 person in an office or something if you all get paid the same? What's the point of going out and putting hours and hours and hours of hard work into something when the person who just slacks off and just shows up and just throws their hat in the ring and gets a 1% gets the same exact award and same exact recognition as a person who just came out and just dismantled the competition? It's a thought that came to my mind as I'm coming home that I hope that one day maybe we get back to a system of maybe a norm to where we don't have to be so petty. We don't have to put our political view or our religious view on our license plate or in our front yard so that somebody knows that I'm a Christian or I'm a Catholic or I'm an atheist or I'm a Trump fan or a Republican or a Biden or a Democrat. The same thing with all the genders. I don't need to know. I mean, just be proud of who you are, love yourself, know who you are, and don't give a fuck about what anybody else has to think or say. Plain and simple. The language is there. I'm passionate about it, and it's raw, and I am a person of sympathy and empathy. I am a very passionate person. I don't care what you like, what you dislike, what you stand for, what you don't stand for, who you are, who you aren't, what you are into, what you aren't into, who you classify yourself as, whatever the case may be. As long as you're not breaking any laws that are, breaking any laws, as long as you're not causing harm to me, as long as you're not hurting somebody else, as long as you're not taking advantage of the youth or women or anything of that nature, as long as you're not doing something that's hurting somebody, actually physically hurting somebody, do you? Who am I to judge and have anything to say about what you want to do, what you believe in, who you want to be, or any of that stuff, what you're into? And anybody who judges you or gives you any shit for that, fuck them. I know. Language and all, to be real with you guys, it's raw. Way too many people have their noses in other people's business. Social media has definitely become a part of that. I'm in a split because I for a long time I really hated social media because it gave access to information that a lot of people definitely did not know what to do with that information, and they form their own opinions and start passing around fake information, and it's just a blasphemy. But at the same token, when it comes to advertisement, putting out content like what I'm doing, social media is huge for putting yourself out there. And I am just going to put this video out here. Who knows if it'll blow up, if it'll get views, whatever the case may be. But my line in the sand is I don't need to put my views or anything in my yard. I don't need to put my views on my house. I don't need to put my views on my Facebook. I don't need to put my views on my car. Nothing. I know who I am. I am who I am. I am what I am. You can think or say what you want about me. You can think or say what you think you know about me, but I'm going to continue propelling forward the two things that I talk about in every video. Number one, time, energy, and passion into the things that are going to make me successful. Time, energy, and passion into things that are going to help me grow. Those two things that are going to propel me forward to the things that I want. So all that religion and all that hate and all that judgment and all that political stuff, it's just a distraction. Yes, you should take the time to research and figure out who you want to vote for. If you want to vote, you should vote, but I'm not going to tell you that you have to, because there are a lot of decisions out there that people are making for us, and you should research and find out who's making the decisions that most closely fit your views, not what the media tells you, not what your friends or your family tell you, what you believe fits you, because we are all different. Lastly, I'll just put, wake up every day thankful, guys. Remember, it doesn't matter what's in your front yard. It doesn't matter what's on your house. It doesn't matter what somebody else believes or thinks about you. You are who you are. I am who I am. I love me. I love y'all. Stay beautiful. Be safe. Video 2 of Dave's Daily D 123. I will see you guys tomorrow on Friday. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love y'all.